Things are getting busy tonight in the NFC West. Niners and Rams set to battle it out in a game of two 3-1 teams. SF dealing with a string of major injuries. That includes Brock Purdy being out yet again. Meanwhile, the last time the Rams were 3-1 to start a season was their 2021 Super Bowl season, as we get set for a key divisional game here in Week 5 of the season. And three teams all sitting at 3-1 in the division, and it is the Rams who are favored to win it all, sitting at minus 105. Niners and Seahawks certainly in the conversation, and at 2-2, the Cardinals, all things are not lost for them either. My guy B-Mac plugged in with us now this morning, and B-Mac, we look at the Niners. No Brock Purdy, no Ricky Pearsall, no Jawan Jennings, all three of them out. We've seen this 49ers team with Mac Jones. They've gone 2-0. But now with weapons missing, how can they get it done, and how much more difficult is this job now?
Well, let me answer the latter first. It will be very, very difficult because you're playing against a talented team, a well-coached team in the Los Angeles Rams. And you talked about Mac Jones stepping back into the starting lineup. He's playing against a defensive front that can put pressure on any opposing quarterback. They've done so the entire season thus far, led by Bryant Young, tied for the lead currently in sacks with 5. You look at Jerry Verse, Braden Fisk. They have a multitude of guys that can win their one-on-one matchups to put pressure on a guy like Mac Jones. So that makes things extremely difficult for them. Even if they were fully healthy, going against this Rams defensive unit is going to be a tall task. But now when you look at being shorthanded, it puts more pressure on the offensive line. It puts more pressure on CMC. Zach, when you look at the San Francisco 49ers so far this season, they're ranked 28 in the National Football League in rushing yards per ball game. 88 yards. They're not even averaging 100 yards per ball game so far. And that is a disappointing stat when you talk about having one of the more talented running backs in the backfield in Christian McCaffrey. So what we've seen so far, it's been a bit of a disconnect in terms of the running game led by the offensive lineman and, of course, with CMC. So they have to find a way to establish a sense of balance if they would like to have any success offensively against the Rams tonight.
If we talk offense in this game, we have to mention Puka Nacua because he's putting up some absolutely crazy numbers so far this season. The most receiving yards in the NFL by 101 yards. He's tied for the most catches in the first 4 games of a season in NFL history, has 42 of them, ties him with Michael Thomas and Cooper Kupp, both from 2018. When we're having this convo about Nacua, is it time to throw him in that convo of the best wide receivers in the game? And if so, how is he different than, say, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase?
Yeah, it's time. Look at the graphic right there. 1, 1, 1. Now, the issue, he has to score more touchdowns. I think that will come. But so far, to your point, in the first quarter of the season, he's been the most dominant wide receiver in the National Football League, and it's not even close. And the thing about Puka Nacua, he's a better football player than he is wide receiver. What I mean when I say that, Zach, is that when you look at his style of play, he doesn't beat you with speed. He doesn't beat you with quickness. He has a relentless attitude, and he's a sure-handed pass catcher, and he plays the game hard. And he's one of the stronger wide receivers in the National Football League in terms of tackling. That's why he breaks so many tackles. Now, what makes Puka Nacua different than a Justin Jefferson or a Jamar Chase? Well, I'm a car guy, Zach, right? I love cars. And when you look at the Mercedes and the AMG models, the AMG model is more about the souped-up brand. It has the body kit around the build. It has a souped-up engine it was handcrafted by an individual, and it goes extremely fast. But when you look at Puka Nacua, he's not necessarily that AMG, but he is an F550. He's an S550, a very, very generic model, but yet and still it can get the job done. So when I say all of that, he's not flashy like Justin Jefferson. He's not flashy like Jamar Chase. He's not that style of a wide receiver. He doesn't beat you with speed. He doesn't beat you with quickness. He just beats you with an attitude that says, I cannot be stopped. And that's why he's been putting forth the numbers he's been doing throughout his entire professional career. Zach, it's not about this year. When Puka has been healthy, he's been doing video game-like numbers since entering the National Football League. And kudos to Sean McVay. He does a great job putting Puka Nacua in position to be successful, and the numbers prove that.
Video game like numbers, but they're paying him like he's driving a lemon or something out there. So I don't really know
where
the disconnect is coming there. It's time for him to be able to pop up because he's not even coming close to making this full screen except for the drop note that he has a 1.02 million AAV. That's 177th. In the league, B-Mac. Is it because he's not scoring TDs? Is that the issue? What are we going to do for the guy? Give him some money.
He's still on his rookie deal. Don't worry. It is coming like a tax return. You know when you got a tax return set up to come, you know it's going to come. It's a matter of time when. And he's in that position right now because he's been one of the more consistent wide receivers in the game. And as you stated, he's off to a great start in 2025.
Yeah, probably when the new contract comes in, I think for sure he will crack that top 10 of all the wide receivers out there when it comes to AAV. So we have those sides, the offense of both teams that we discussed. I need to know from you now, B-Mac, who wins?
Well, for me, I think if you look at the San Francisco with this hypothetical, if they were healthy, I'm still taking the Los Angeles Rams. And of course, with them being shorthanded, I'm for sure taking the Los Angeles Rams. And here's why, Zach. I, for one thing, believe Sean McVay's the second best coach in the National Football League currently behind Andy Reid. He's shown the ability to do more with less. But now when you look at this team, they have an abundance of talent on either side of the football field. And they're a blocked field goal away from being undefeated. Let's not forget that. A few weeks ago in Philly, they took the Eagles down to the wire, but because of two special teams miscues, it led to the Eagles winning that ball game. So when you talk about executing, when you talk about playing football the right way, fighting harder for longer, that's who the Rams are as a team right now, and I think they're one of the best teams in the NFC, and I like them to take care of their business in a much-needed divisional game against the short-handed 49ers tonight.
B-Mac, I believe that is why they call you a ball knower, because you gave us all that skinny right there to get us set for Thursday. We appreciate it, my friend, and we'll look forward to seeing you moving forward like on Sunday with the crew hanging out there. You see the man.
B-Mac sound like Jerry Jones. He on his rookie deal. Come on, B-Mac. Come on, pay the man.
Are you giving out money too, B-Mac? You can see him on Sunday.
On his rookie deal. I heard that before.
With the crew with JJ and Joe Musso. You know the ball knowers, how they do it. His show, his content.
Well, the Niners have close to 9 key injuries already this season. All these stars out tonight against the Rams, including Brock Purdy, who returned last week after missing a couple starts with a toe injury. That toe has not healed. And on the short week, it's going to be Mac Jones stepping in for his third start of the season. Jones 2-0 as a starter. He's protected the ball better than Purdy this season, but tough task tonight against the 3-1 Rams. Take a look at the money wagered tonight. 65% is on the Rams at -7.5, and you're starting to see some 8.5s as well for the Rams in this game, with that line continuing to move toward Los Angeles. JP and Mike back with us once again here on HQ. Mike, how difficult is this going to be for Mac Jones to stay perfect this season in Los Angeles?
I mean, it's like impossible mode. I don't see how, given that pass rush for the Rams, and given you're not just like one injury. It's your top 4 pass catchers. It's your starting 3 wide receivers. It's your starting tight end. It's just like hand the ball to Christian McCaffrey or don't try to pass at all. Because when they were passing last week, Kendrick Bourne had 3 drops. Like, they couldn't catch a pass from Brock Purdy. I think the 49ers, unfortunately, are really finding out the potential downsides of the stars and scrubs model, that, hey, if the stars aren't healthy, you really have a difficult time winning football games in the NFL.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for Mac Jones to really find any groove in this game, especially with the Rams pass rush being as potent as it is. They have not really been able to protect any other quarterbacks in San Francisco this year. And so I think Mac Jones is going to have to dump it off to Christian McCaffrey a lot in this game, which really isn't going to play really well conducive to success in the NFL right now, especially with the Rams offense playing the way it is. It's going to be like playing the video game on Madden, all Madden difficulty. It's going to be really tough for Mac Jones tonight.
You go around the league, so many quarterbacks have been hurt. It's not just Brock Purdy. It's Joe Burrow. It's Lamar Jackson. It's Jaden Daniels. It's J.J. McCarthy. Yet, 37-year-old Matthew Stafford, JP, who had all those injury concerns coming in, looks great a month in. How do you make sense of that?
Well, first of all, whatever they did in that immortal chamber, whatever it did, it worked. Something was in there that helped Matthew Stafford really find his groove. But really, it's just going back to his arm looks so much stronger. And I think that's really helping level up this Rams offense. He's still not exactly the most nimble in the pocket. He never really has been. But now that his arm is back to full strength and he's playing with a lot of confidence, he's no-looking guys. He had a couple no-look passes against the Colts on Sunday. It feels like this is the most confident Matthew Stafford has been in his body in the last couple of years, and you can tell in the way that he plays.
There's something about that age 37 season. Rodgers won an MVP at 37. Peyton Manning won an MVP at 37. It might just be the number there that Stafford's finally hitting. And the different ones are different for a reason. Like the arm that Matt Stafford has, those guys tend to age a little bit more gracefully than the ones who maybe don't have the physical tools or rely more on their rushing ability, a la Russell Wilson. So for Matt Stafford, it's just how long can that back hold up? You give him a full season with that back, this team is a Super Bowl contender.
All right, he's hooked up with Puka Nacua a lot. 42 times already. That's tied for the most ever through 4 games. You guys have the Pushing the Pile podcast. I want you to have a conversation, kind of work this out, because look, you could argue he's been the best receiver in football so far, but he's not that dynamic player like a Jefferson, like a Chase. So where would you guys rank him right now in the NFL? Mike, you can lead us off.
Yeah, I mean, he's not that one guy that's really going to flip the script. He is somewhat a product of the scheme, right? We saw with Cooper Kupp. He's also somewhat a product of the quarterback. We've seen it with Matt Stafford. He's the kingmaker over the course of his career. Matt Stafford's #1 wide receiver, I don't care what year it is, produces ridiculous stats because he feeds them. So Puka Nacua is the perfect combination of reliable and physical at the catch point with great ball skills. And so for that offense, what they're asking him to do, there's not too many guys I would take over him. But if you're just ranking guys across the NFL, to me, he's somewhere in the 6 to 10 range, not necessarily top 5.
I would say I agree with that. I think he's around the 6 to 10 area. But what he does, I would argue that he is one of the best all-around receivers in the NFL. He's so reliable after the catch. He's so strong at the catch point, and he does so much for them in the blocking game where they run a lot of 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end sets. They run a lot of 11 personnel, and he's able to block linebackers. He's able to block safeties. You can use him as a weapon in the run game, which really helps the Rams stay successful on the ground. So he does a lot more than just your normal wide receiver stuff. And yeah, like you said, like Matthew Stafford is the kingmaker of a lot of #1 receivers, but Puka means so much to this offense, and his reliability as a blocker and over the middle of the field, making tough catches, it makes him one of the best in the league.
All right, so 6 through 10, somewhere in there, but this season the numbers on paper line up for him being the best receiver in football at this point. The Rams are at home, but we know how that usually goes when they face the Niners, JP. Vivid Seats has basically a 60-40 split in favor of the road team, San Francisco. How much do you expect that to impact this game?
I think it's for the 49ers, it's going to have to impact a lot because you need that crowd to kind of work as a 12th man on both sides of the ball, but I'm not sure how much the crowd is going to play into effect considering you still have Mac Jones playing quarterback. You're still going to be down Nick Bosa in this game, and I think the Rams are prepared for most of the 49ers fans traveling. I mean, they play this game twice a year. They play it every year at SoFi. I feel like they are prepared at this point for whatever crowd turnout they get, and Sean McVay is incredibly smart and knows how to get his team prepared for it.
Mike?
And bring back all the guys who are unhealthy there.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, it's going to help, but it's not a magician. It's not going to bring back those guys who are unhealthy.
Sure. Let's get a pick for the game because this line continues to move. You better lock it in now if you like the Rams. It's 7.5, but it's moving up toward 8.5 now in a 2-score spread. JP, what's your play?
I'm taking the Rams, and I'm taking the Rams to cover here. I just think they have too much offensively, and then as soon as they get the ball back, as soon as the 49ers get the ball back, they're going to be in obvious passing situations, and that's where the Rams want to get you. They have one of the best pass rushing units from 1 to 4 in the entire league, with Jared Verse playing at a Defensive Player of the Year caliber level right now. So I think the Rams pull away with this one. I think they run away with it.
Yeah, I think it's big. It just, you don't have the team out there. You don't have the guys who make a difference for the 49ers. So at that point, I don't see how they keep this one close.
Again, get in there fast if you like that 7.5 number for the Rams, because it's moving in the other direction. Thanks to JP and Mike. You can hear them on Pushing the Pile. Brand new episode today on the Chiefs-Jags matchup. Also the Herbert versus Jaden Daniels previews and locks for all games on a brand new Pushing the Pile podcast.